out front tonight on the front lines, just hours from the one-year mark of the start of Russia's war in Ukraine. CNN has exclusive access to one town not far from where the head of Putin's private army, the Wagner Group, made an appearance on the front lines today as well.
Behind me is the outside perimeter of Artyomovsk. Here and now, we can greet all men who are fighting, who are in the hospital, who are fighting for our motherland, volunteers who are making ammunition.
We have seized that outermost 5-story building. It's really close to downtown Obturvsk.
How far from the enemy?
It's 400 meters.
Okay, let's go. Otherwise, this will be our last address.
Now, the danger is certainly everywhere as the brutal fighting continues there without any end in sight. We're going to show you this new video into out front showing the utter devastation in the region. Buildings reduced to rubble thanks to some of the 5,000 missile strikes, 3,500 airstrikes, and 1,100 drone attacks that Ukraine says Russia has launched over this past year of war. This is what some of those first strikes looked like a year ago tonight in Kyiv. And while Putin's war appears to be grinding on at any cost in Ukraine, he is also facing new public opposition at home. We want to show you this. This Russian lawmaker is making a bold mockery of Putin and posting the video on YouTube. Yes, you do see him with noodles hanging on his ears while listening to Putin's big speech this week. That act actually demonstrates an old Russian expression, which basically translates to "stop lying to me." This is a daring act by a politician still in Russia, because we've seen many times what happens to those who publicly cross Putin. I want to go now to Alex Marquardt on the ground in Ukraine. And as I mentioned, he got an exclusive look at the front lines, a unit made of Americans and other foreign volunteers. Alex, what did you see?
Well, Kate, quite simply total devastation. Another town in eastern Ukraine lying in ruin. You're right, we got an up-close look at the town of Vuhledar today. It is a town that Russia hopes to use to push deeper into Donbass, but they have been failing miserably, raising major questions about their expected offensive. We have been speaking mostly for the past few weeks and months about that battle for Bakhmut between Ukraine and Wagner, but that is largely a symbolic fight, while this fight in Vuhledar could prove to be much more pivotal.
On the road as the sun comes up, with American fighter Jason Mann at the wheel, driving into the devastated frontline town of Vuhledar. Traveling in and out through a muddy field means being exposed, a direct line of sight from Russian artillery and tanks.
This is not an early morning war, really, I think.
First light means hopefully avoiding the endless Russian shelling raining down, including terrifying thermobaric missiles, everyone aware that a shell could land at any moment.
Even as Russian forces struggle to take any real ground here, they're inflicting a massive amount of damage on this town, which is largely made up of these Soviet-era apartment blocks. You can see this one blackened by the fighting. Over here, a massive crater from a Russian missile. Ukrainian forces do have the higher ground here. They are able to use these buildings to defend this town, but it is getting absolutely pummeled.
Only a handful of hardy civilians left, their home now eerie, apocalyptic ruins.
There's a reason I don't like being on this side.
For months, Mann and his unit of foreign troops, called the Phalanx Group, have fought alongside Ukraine's 72nd Brigade, keeping the Russians at bay.
This is redefining the global order as we speak. This is democracy versus autocracy. Do we want to let autocracy control more people's lives in the future, or prevent it from doing that ever again, strictly?
And that's what's in your head when you head out there?
Absolutely. That's the only reason I'm here.
Waves of Russian forces advance in open fields. They've had enormous losses, but they keep coming and keep bombing. This strategic corner of Ukraine is where the southern and eastern fronts meet, making it a major priority for Russia's push deeper into Donbass. Mann arrived in Ukraine at the very beginning of the war. He's a former U.S. Marine who served in Iraq and Afghanistan, who went on to Columbia University and worked at Google as a software engineer. In the village house where the unit lives, a few miles from the front, man tells us he's now here for as long as it takes.
Ukrainians are very committed to having their country back. And that includes Crimea to most of them. As long as morale's high, I'm happy.
And it is, he says, as the war enters its second year. New recruits have also just arrived from Canada and the UK. The fight so urgent that team leader Turtle from New Zealand only has a couple days to get them ready.
And there is such a lot of emotion within these fights, mainly because from a lot of what I've seen is they don't want to be there either. I never thought that I'd ever experience, war in this sort of way, in this sort of capacity, because we're just fighting war and, I don't know, it's like fighting in a time warp.
Turtle has to head to a funeral for a Ukrainian teammate just killed by Russian mortar fire. There are so many losses and such little time to grieve.
Sort of harder for us guys from foreign militaries because, ever since Iraq and Afghanistan, we weren't losing dudes so fast all the time. It's always good to be able to remember your friends, but it's just hard sometimes when the next day you've got to go out and do something, sometimes even that same day. So.
Both Turtle and Man are very matter-of-fact that they could lose their lives fighting for a country that isn't theirs. 1 year into this war, neither is second-guessing himself.
And not everyone gets that choice. For me, it was more of a serendipitous, one of those moments in your life that you don't really have a choice, actually.
No regrets.
No regrets, yeah.
And Kate, Jason Mann, who goes by Doc in his unit, says that it is the resilience and ingenuity of Ukrainians over the past year that makes it very hard not to believe in the Ukrainians at this point. Now, they are expecting some kind of offensive by the Russians around this anniversary. They don't know what is coming. They are bracing themselves because they know how important Vuhledar is for the Russians in their stated goal of pushing deeper into Donbass. Kate?
It was great to hear from them. Thank you so much, Alex, for bringing that to us. Now up front now, the British Foreign Secretary, James Cleverly. Foreign Secretary, thank you so much for taking the time for us. As we hit this 1 year mark in the fight, the big ask right now from Ukraine is for fighter jets. Your former Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, actually said just yesterday that the UK should break the ice, in his words, essentially saying, go first in sending jets. Do you think that's a good idea?
Well, I pay tribute to my friend and colleague and the former Prime Minister, Boris Johnson. I think he was decisive in his decision-making when this full-scale invasion happened, and indeed before that in the supplying of defensive munitions to the Ukrainian armed forces and delivering training to Ukrainian troops before this most recent offensive started. And I suppose he is right that we need to continue to support the Ukrainians in their self-defense. Rishi Sunak, the current British Prime Minister, has committed to training fast jet pilots and Ukrainian Marines. And of course, we will discuss with our international friends and colleagues what other military equipment the Ukrainians need and how quickly we can get it to them. But the whole world should understand that the UK's commitment with our allies to support Ukraine is absolutely unwavering.
Russia is making a big show of it right now, of its relationship with China. Putin met with China's top diplomat in Moscow. You also met with that same diplomat in the past week, I believe. The Secretary of State, Tony Blinken, has said that he's concerned China's considering providing lethal support to Russia. And just today, the German chancellor said that China sending any arms to Russia would be unacceptable. How likely do you think it is that China will make that move?
Well, I'm very, very proud of the very close working relationship that the UK has with yourselves in the US. I met with Tony Blinken in Munich just a few days ago. I also met with my French and German counterparts there and a number of other foreign ministers from both Europe and further afield. I can completely understand why Russia would try and seek an enhanced relationship with China. But the point I made to the Chinese authority, to Wang Yi, who I met with, is I cannot see how it can possibly be in China's interest to import the level of criticism and international condemnation that would inevitably come with any supplying of military equipment to Russia. I can see what Russia needs from China. I cannot understand what China might realistically want or need from Russia. So I hope that all countries uphold their obligations to the UN Charter, continue in this condemnation of Russia's illegal attempted invasion of Ukraine, and do the right thing to maintain peace and security across the whole globe, not just in Europe.